It was supposed to be a quiet retirement. No scandals, no battles, just coffee in the morning sun, crossword puzzles that made me feel smarter than I am, and maybe some woodworking when my joints allowed it. But then Karen moved in. I'd lived in the same modest house for 20 years. Paid it off, kept the yard trimmed, said hello to the mailman. Nothing flashy. I wasn't invisible, but I wasn't the type to stir anything either. Until the HOA changed leadership. Karen was elected president in what she proudly called a community reboot. She'd lived here barely 2 months and suddenly spoke like she founded the neighborhood. Her campaign slogan might as well have been, "I see everything." At first, I didn't mind. Let her measure lawns and check mailbox alignment if that gave her purpose. But then my mail started going missing. At first, it was little things, catalogs, junk mail, a package notice I was expecting from my brother in Oregon. But then, the one that changed everything, my pension check, never arrived. I checked the tracking number. It was marked as delivered. I checked the mailbox. Empty. Then I checked the security camera I'd installed years ago and almost forgot existed. And there she was. Karen, blonde bob bouncing, HOA clipboard in hand, pulling my mail out of my box like it was a garden weed. No hesitation. No glance around. Just pure entitlement. I wanted to believe it was a mistake. So I knocked on her door the next morning. She opened with a smile, so artificial it squeaked. "Karen, I'm missing some mail," I said calmly. Specifically, a government-issued check. She blinked. "Oh, that's serious. Have you tried contacting your pension office?" "I have. It says delivered. I have footage." The smile dropped. "Well, I haven't seen anything. Would you mind if we checked your mailbox, just in case something was mixed up?" Her mouth curled like I'd asked to search her soul. "This feels accusatory," she said. "Maybe you misread the tracking." I walked away, slowly, without arguing, because I didn't need her to admit it. I already had the evidence. I called the postal inspector's office first, then the police. When I showed them the footage, the response was immediate. Mail theft, especially involving federal benefits, isn't just petty. It's a federal crime. They sent someone the next morning. And Karen? Karen did the unthinkable. She tried to spin it as community service. "I was just making sure no one was vulnerable," she told the officer. "Sometimes people forget to check their mail. I was preventing porch pirates." "You walked off with his pension check," the officer replied. She shrugged. "It's just one check." That was the second mistake. The first was thinking I wouldn't notice. The officer asked if she had the check on hand. She said she might have misplaced it. They searched her kitchen drawer. Found it, unopened, stuffed beneath old HOA memos and a Trader Joe's receipt. Still sealed. Her hands shook when they cuffed her. "This is a misunderstanding," she screamed as they read her rights. "I was just safeguarding." Neighbors peeked through blinds. One woman whispered, "Finally." What followed was a storm. Karen was charged with theft of federal mail and identity misrepresentation. She was removed from the HOA board by an emergency vote. Her lawyer tried to argue it was a community oversight issue. The court disagreed. I didn't press civil charges. I didn't need to. Justice was already doing its job. But I did something else. Something quiet. I built a little wooden case in my garage. Nothing fancy, just enough to mount the camera footage screenshot and a printout of the tracking confirmation. I hung by my door. Above it, a simple sign. "This is why we watch." And beneath it, my pension check, framed, voided, and untouched. The new HOA president came by last week. Kind guy. Young, reasonable. He thanked me for not going nuclear, for handling it with grace. I told him what I've always believed. Some fights aren't about winning. They're about drawing the line so the next person doesn't have to. Karen moved out quietly. No goodbye. Just a U-Haul and a weak apology note left in my mailbox, which, of course, I kept. Right next to the camera that never blinks.